Well, my friends, today is the day. It's the big day that some of us have been waiting for, at least the day I reveal the trucking company I went to work for. And the suspense probably isn't as awesome as I think it is, because I probably put their name in the title and you guys already know. But I was trying to build some suspense, okay? Does that matter? I hope so. Anyway, so now we all know Trekker Logistics. That is right, my friends. That is where I am at. And people have been curious. I have to wait a month, guys. I have to wait at least a month before I say what company I go to work for. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because for some reason, people like to call safety departments of companies I work at, and they go, do you know what that guy does behind the wheel of that truck? And if you give them a month, then they have a good record of what you do behind the wheel of a truck. I don't know what's going on in the world, though, with stuff like that. Do people really see an over-the-road truck driver, just a door-swinging freight hauler, and they go, you know what, I think that guy's living a little bit too high on the hog over there. Maybe we'll fuck with his job a little bit. So you understand that I have to wait a month. You understand I have to do that because, you know, you got to make a record of what kind of driver you really are before the trolls start calling your job. It's weird, man. It's very strange behavior. But now the safety department knows that for the most part, I'm a safe driver. I set off my camera for the first time today. I'll tell you about it. I'm going to tell you about everything. I'm going to tell you about the job, the lanes we run, maybe not so much the contracts and stuff, because I think that's sort of frowned upon. And the most important thing that everybody wants to know about, money. I'm going to disclose the money that I've made, I know, but I'm only doing that. I have learned my lesson from bragging about money in my life. At a very small part of my life where I had some, it went away, and now I'm not bragging anymore. So it's not to brag about money, it's for people that are curious and want to maybe look at another option. They can do that. So oh boy, so where all do I want to start? There's a lot going on here, but we're going to cover all those things, the truck, everything. And then maybe if you guys are looking for a company, this will be sort of a decision maybe you can look at. So I'll have my driver code up on the screen. Yeah, use me as a referral if you decide you want to come over here. But listen to me, I want you to make that decision for yourself. I'm not trying to sell you a company. I will gladly take the referral bonus if you decide to come over. However, I'm going to tell you what the company is, and you can make that decision all by yourself because you're a big boy and I believe in you. But hey, might as well get me a referral bonus if you want to come over. So that'll be on the screen most likely if my redneck ass can figure out how to do it. If not, I'll put it in a pinned comment and we'll go from there. You guys want to hear about me setting off my camera for the first time today? I did. Yeah, safety department thinks I'm pretty cool because I was 100% on my safety scores, you know, no problems. They probably don't think I'm as cool now, but they might not know. I might be telling on myself because the camera actually, it's only an outward facing camera. I know a lot of guys want to know about that. No inward facing, just outward. But the camera will let you know if you're fucking up and give you time to correct your behavior before it tells on you. And that's why I'm saying I might actually be telling on myself. But I'm going to tell you guys what I did. You guys will not believe this. I love how my life is. I love how my life is and how things just line up. That camera went off when I was going downhill with a pretty heavy load, and I hit 76 miles per hour. Again, we have hit 76 once again. Prime drivers on hearing that news are right now calling up their safety departments themselves, asking for some kind of counseling to deal with the trauma of hearing about a truck going 76 miles per hour on the internet. Sorry, Prime drivers, I didn't mean to traumatize you with all that. Schneider drivers are over there putting on 2 safety vests in case they happen to be in the same parking lot with my speed demon ass. But yeah, sorry guys, I apologize. But yeah, it's funny because you remember when I don't want to say broke the internet, but caused a lot of dorks' heads to explode like a month or two ago over at Swift when I got the truck up to 76 and Swift made a really big deal about it. Yeah, the camera went off right as I hit 76 today, and I smashed the brake pedal and went, oh fuck, here I go again. And sometimes people ask me, how is it, Josh, that you've been around YouTube for 8 years making trucking content and still find a way to be interested in what's going on? Well, because I do shit like that. I say stuff that triggers certain viewers in my audience, and then they say something stupid. Imagine that. And then that triggers me, and then I spend the next 2 weeks dwelling on the same topic, making videos over and over about how annoyed I am by how some people talk and think in this world, and that's how I keep her going. So now you know. Now you know. But anyways, you know, like I said, I may have told on myself, but that's okay. That's just the way it goes. So Trekker used to be called Earl Henderson. Good job on the name change, honestly. What's funny about that is years ago when I was a trainer over at Butler, some of y'all that have been around for a long time might remember my old trainee, Linwood. Linwood told me that he had a friend that was making some good money working over at Earl Henderson, and I never applied because I just didn't really care for the name, if I'm being honest with you. I get it, it's some guy's name, and I'm sure he was a nice guy, but I just really didn't like the company name, and good for them for changing it to Trekker. That was a good move, I think. So I actually looked at them a few years ago and really considered coming over here, but where I was in my life, the lanes that they run didn't really make sense to my personal life, and still kind of don't, but obstacles to overcome, right? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But I decided to come on over here and give it a shot. Give it a shot. Money comes later in the video. We'll talk about it then. Anyways, I decided to come over because, well, I was working at Swift, and what's the worst that can happen if I go somewhere else, right? And I am losing track of my thoughts, my friends. I apologize so much because there's so much going on. So let's talk about them a little bit. I think it was like a day and a half orientation, nothing to it. What I really like, you guys know that I've been really hard on Cascadias before. I think they're kind of boring trucks. But when you're talking about business, this is business, right, baby? These things are incredibly fuel efficient. So they're going to put you in a nice fuel efficient truck. I went brand new. Well, it had 8,000 miles, but it's a 2025. I figured, what the hell, why not just go get the new one? They have like 23s and 24s also you can pick from them, and each year the price goes up $25 per week. So mine's $875, I think, somewhere in that range. So the 24s would be like $850, and then the 23s would be like $825 a week. Don't hold me to that. I just figured, why don't I go ahead and get brand new, or as close to brand new as I can. They said they were getting some brand new. They might have them by now, I'm not really sure. You know, then at least that's one less filthy fat trucker to have in my truck, besides me, right? So it's pretty new, and that's kind of why I wanted it. Plus, you're not going to do a whole lot of repairs with a brand new truck right off the bat. But none of that matters. None of that matters. They're all good trucks, right? They got them set up for fuel efficiency. Fuel efficiency. We've got the Cascadia automatic with the APU on the back. All of them have an APU, my friends. And me right now, I put just over 11,000 miles on the truck since I've had it. And hold on, my ELD turned off. There we go. Anyways, put just over 11,000 miles on the truck since I had it. And on the dash, okay, I haven't done the math and all that. You get this many gallons of fuel and you went this many miles and all that bullshit. I haven't done the math. But on the dash, since I've had it, I am recording 8.5 miles per gallon. Right now I'm idling, which I normally don't idle. I'm waiting on the live load. I normally crank up the APU, but it's really hot out there. And the APU would keep up and everything with all that, but I just felt like running the truck AC. Hopefully I'm not here too long. But the point is, if you're doing this for the purpose of making money, they put you in a nice truck that they go through. They make sure everything works on the fucking thing before they give it to you. How many of you guys have went into a lease only to get 10 miles down the road, find out some shit's really fucked up with your truck, and they go, oh yeah, we'll just take it out of your maintenance fund that's now negative dollars so we can fix that. They get these trucks ready to fucking go before they give you the goddamn thing. And how about that? That's crazy. What else did I want to say about the trucks? What else? Great fuel efficiency. I already mentioned that. They don't have, this matters to some people. I guess it kind of mattered to me too because I did it. They don't get the stock refrigerator put in the trucks. It's just a blank spot there where you could buy your own, but at orientation, they'll offer to sell you one to put in the truck. It's $170. They take it out of your first settlement. It's got the big freezer on it, you know, and the kind of bigger refrigerator, so you can store a lot of food in here. $170, and it just comes out of my settlement. Fuck yeah, I'll take that. That works real good for me. So I'll take that. Is there anything else about the trucks I want to talk about? They're Cascadias, right? I mean, they are what they are. That's great. But what I wanted to say is mine was just in excellent shape. Obviously, like I said, I only had 8,000 miles on it when I got it, but even the 23s they had on the yard that the other drivers were picking, in great shape. Excellent, well-maintained trucks that they got taken care of. I have developed already a small washer fluid leak somewhere, so I'll have them look at it next time I'm in the yard or whatever. But whatever, washer fluid, it's just how it is, you know. So we'll have them check that out. But I've already built up enough in my maintenance fund. If we can fix some fucking washer fluid leak, we'll figure it out. No big deal. Lanes they run, my friends. This does not necessarily mean that it's necessarily their hiring area. That's for you to talk to them, because I've heard someone say, I don't know if it's true, but if you live outside of these lanes, you could possibly still be fine working here. They just find you a load off the spot market to get you home. I don't know how true that is. That's a question for the recruiter over there. I am surprisingly headed down to Georgia right now after this, which is a lane they say they run. I'm in Iowa, headed to Georgia, but this is the first time I've done that with this company. So we'll kind of see how that goes. First time seeing that side of it. But for the most part, here's what I do, all right? It gets a little bit fucking boring if I'm being honest with you, but maybe boring is good. As you get a little bit older, you don't want to be too damn excited. You'll have a heart attack, kill over out here, and you don't want to do that. So I normally run, you know, from Denver. Let's start there. From Denver, I run over to the Midwest, like sometimes over to the Chicago area, up to, you know, maybe Cedar Rapids or Davenport, somewhere in there. And from there, I will get a load that goes to normally, almost always, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And from Dallas-Fort Worth area, I almost always go back to Denver. This week's a little weird because they gave me this Georgia load. Sure, fuck it, let's take it and see what's going on. But here's kind of how that works. The load leaving Denver is a steaming pile of shit, and we all know that about Denver. I wish we could, I guess it's a supply and demand thing, but I wish it paid more to get out of Denver. It's a piece of shit load, and you just power through it and get on to the next one. Then the load from the Midwest region going down to Dallas-Fort Worth, that's your sort of middle of the road load that week. Pays about twice what Denver pays, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Coming out of Denver, the load going from the Midwest down to Dallas pays about twice what the load out of Denver pays. Does that make sense? Then the load out of Dallas-Fort Worth going to Denver, that's the load you want to get every week. That's the one that you're trying to get to and get done. If you're like me and you care about every week being a good week for you, you want to get that one done, because that one pays quite a bit. That pays about 4 times as much as the load out of Denver. The one going into Denver pays about 4 times as much, maybe a little under 4 times, but you get the fucking point. And that's your big load for the week. That's the one you're looking out for. That's the one you're trying to get to. That's the money right there. And you like that one. So for the most part, I just kind of consistently run that circle. I'll be honest with you, I didn't work too hard the first month. We'll get into the money portion in just a second, but the first month I probably didn't work as hard as I could have. I've kind of picked up the pace a little bit now, which reflects in my check that I'm getting tomorrow, that I have the money already for you guys, and I'll tell you about. But I picked up the pace on that and saw, you know what, I can do a little bit more. But the first week was a little hard for me to get adjusted to, because I guess I've never worked for a company that just runs this certain lanes like that. I'm used to over-the-road companies where you really don't know where the fuck you're going to next. But this was kind of a little bit of a learning curve for me to figure out what is it that I need to accomplish every week to make sure I'm making as much money as I can. And it's always that one, let's try to get to Dallas to get to Denver, and that's the money shot, for lack of a better term, for the week. I don't know if that was a better term or not. That sounded really terrible, but that's the one you're looking for, right? But they also give pretty good sign-on bonuses in that first month, and that kind of makes it easy to be a little bit lazier that first month, and that's okay, I guess. Hey, a company's still giving sign-on bonuses right now? That's fucking cool. We'll take it, right? I think the sign-on bonus altogether, I believe, it's $2,000 or $3,000. but you get a lot of that in the first month. Your very first check, they give you $700 of it and you don't have a truck payment on that first check either. So, you know, if you come out the gate slow on your first week, which you probably will because it's just your first week, you're still going to make a pretty good check. Then you get $700 that first one, and then you get $200 the next one, $200 the third one, and then another $500 on the fourth check. So basically you use that month to kind of figure out what it is exactly you can do here and how the loads are kind of going to fall, and you are able to maybe not get it right in that first month, and you'll still be just fine to get those loads done. So before we talk about the money, I want to make one thing clear. We need to remember what it is that I said about Swift. We've got some good checks and we've got some decent checks here. What is it that I said about Swift? Every week at Swift, I was getting 2,500 miles. They were slamming me into a fucking brick wall, 2,500 miles, which translated to most of the time a $1,200 check every week. But every once in a while, mysteriously, those same amount of miles would be a $600 check over at old Swift there. So my checks would be between and I'm not bullshitting you, $600 or $1,200 every week, right? Now, I said when I was at Swift, I can live off of $1,200 a week, but why the fuck am I living in a truck just to live, just to survive? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And I know that was lost on a lot of people. They said, Josh, what are you talking about? You're such a lucky person. Listen, I want to have that extra spending money. I want to save some money. I want to invest in my stupid little Acorns account. If you don't fucking mind, if I'm going to live in a truck, I'd like to have some extra goddamn money. Is that so crazy of me? I don't really think so. So I can live on $1,200 a week, but I said at least once a month, I want that big banger of a week where we went out and we made some fucking money. And if we can do that at least once a month, then I'm fine. I'm happy with it. And we could never get it. We just never could. So I had to move on. Are you all ready to hear about the money? That's what the fuck you're all here for, right? Should you go over to Trekker and you want to make some fucking money, one thing you also need to know, they got good fuel discounts. They do. We're like up around 80 cents at some places. We're definitely under $3 a gallon. Now I forget. I should have wrote that down. The last place I was, anyways, when my truck's completely empty, it's costing me around $400 to fill up. A lot of that has to do with fuel prices are coming down. That's true. But also our fuel discounts are very good over here too. They have an app that shows their in-network fuel, and then you can kind of pick and choose where you want to go for the prices and discounts and all those things. Most of the time it's a Flying J, but that's okay. They got good fucking discounts. I remember it wasn't too long ago, I was paying $700 to fill up a truck. When I see 400s now, heaven, baby. That's awesome. Let's go over this real quick. We'll do the money in a minute. They actually have 3 different lease options, right? I went percentage, but they have a couple others, and I'll tell you about them, and you can say yes, no. By the way, if you're a fuel hauler and you make $180 million a year like you guys do, I'm not talking to you about this job. I'm talking to my fellow over-the-road door swingers that might be in a tough situation. I'm not trying to sell you guys on a job that are... Anyways, but if you're out there making some really good money, I'm not trying to do that. But one lease option I think is like $1.17 a mile plus fuel surcharge. That's it. That's the lease option, right? There's another option that pays by the mile also. They pay $1.17 a mile with no fuel surcharge, but if you fuel within their network, then your fuel is capped at 99 cents per gallon. Me personally, I didn't like those options. There was a guy in the yard when I was there doing the 99 cent option, and he fucking loved it. He said he was making a lot of money and he was happy with it. To me, it didn't really make sense, but he said he's happy. If he's happy, that's cool. They got those 3 different options. Mine's the percentage, 72% with the fuel surcharge. There we go. Those are the lease options. So let's talk about the money to wrap up this video. Then you guys can go decide if you want to work at Trekker or not. That's up to you. So my first week, my friends, I grossed $4,197 to the truck. $4,197 to the truck. Remember, in that first week, you don't have the truck payment and you get that $700 of your sign-on bonus, to which I netted to the house $2,413 on that first check. That's a way to start now, isn't it? That's a banger right there, huh? Then, the second week, I grossed to the truck $4,246 by then. The truck payment had kick-started, and I only got $200 sign-on bonus on that one, which means to the house I took home $1,276. Okay, I said I could do that at Swift every week, right? Next week after that, slowed down a little bit. I don't remember what happened week 3, but it didn't really go my way. But that's okay, because this isn't the worst thing in the world I've ever seen. Week 3, I grossed $3,421. Oh, that's not good enough, which means to the house, I took home $1,028. Okay, that's a little rough. That's a little rough. Well, it was about there on week 4 where I said, you know what I should probably do around here is get my shit together. That's probably what I should do, because if I'm going to be out here making money, I'm going to go ahead and get with it. So on that 4th week, I actually hit my target. Look, I can show you guys the pen now, the Trekker pen, without hiding it from you. I actually hit my target because my goal, my friends, and I will not hit this goal every week, but it's a good goal to have, is to gross at least $5,000 to the truck. Well, on the 4th week, I grossed $5,383 to the truck, which means I brought home $2,413. It's funny because I went back to double check. The first check and the 4th check are both $2,413. And I was like, am I doing this wrong? Remember though, on the 4th check, where I grossed almost $1,200 more than that first check, that's with the truck payment and only a $500 sign-on bonus instead of the $700. But if you take out that $500 sign-on bonus, I still made $1,900 on that 4th week if you take away the sign-on bonus, and that still is a fantastic week, which means in my first month, my friends, in my first month here at Trekker, even when I was being a little bit lazy to start, I, to the house, to my bank account this month, $7,130. Not fucking bad. Not fucking bad, because I was only ever gonna do 4,800 at Swift. 4,800 was the ceiling, and that's all I was ever going to do. So let's see, fucking 7,130. We're gonna try doing some redneck math right now real quick. I should have done this on my calculator. We'll do this, oh fuck, I'm so dumb. That's 0, that's 3, that's, let's see, 11, 3, 6, 2. Okay, sorry, I had to do some math. I think I did all right though, which means I made $2,330 more in 1 month than I would have made at Swift. $2,000? Fuck, that's a lot of goddamn money. And like I said, there are some sign-on bonuses, but I think that's cool because that first month you can really fill it out and figure out what it is you need to do to continue to make that kind of money. And I think I will be fine in the future. I got a little bit lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was like, there's all this sign-on bonus money coming in. Do I really need to work that hard? And the answer is yes, because those don't last forever. But they really, my friends, they set you up to fucking win on that first month. And you get through that, you learn their system, you kind of get your feet under you, or whatever terms you want to use. And then after that, the bonuses still aren't over. I don't know where the bonus structure's at. It's around here somewhere. But there's still more to the bonuses to come still. But I think all the big weeks with that are over. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, that's where I'm at. If you want to go work there, that's cool. If you don't, that's fucking cool too. But if you do, throw me on the application for the referral, my driver code that's around here somewhere. Because I'll take that money, I will. I got no problems taking money from a trucking company. And what else? I feel like that's it. Fuck, bye now.